Imagine the gentle sound of waves kissing the shore, blending with the breeze as it weaves through distant treetops, whispering of a magical journey that lies ahead. In this video, we'll travel together to discover 20 of Earth's most precious gems, from towering waterfalls that plunge over 270 feet to vast deserts stretching more than 3.5 million square miles, where nature, history, and culture intertwine like golden threads, stitching together a tapestry of wonders. This is a journey through places that have left the world in awe. Iguazu Falls welcomes more than 1.5 million visitors every year. Angkor Wat draws over 2.6 million pilgrims each season, seeking peace and purpose. And further still, into the mist-draped Amazon rainforest, beneath the fairy tale domes of Cappadocia, or floating above the crystalline waters of Maldives, countless wonders lie in wait, silent, timeless, ready for you to arrive, to touch, to truly live within them. So, are you ready to step into a world of wonders? Let me take you there, across oceans, over deserts, beyond the clouds, to explore the 100 most beautiful places on Earth. This is not just a travel video. This is a calling to every wandering soul who still believes that Earth is the most beautiful book ever written. And every journey is a chapter you simply cannot skip. Welcome to the very first chapter of this Odyssey. This journey is Ha Long Bay, a living masterpiece between the sea and sky of Vietnam. Located in northern Vietnam, Ha Long Bay is where nature seemed to pour out every ounce of inspiration to craft a masterpiece. Over 1,600 limestone islands and islets rise majestically from jade green waters, sprawling across an area of more than 580 square miles. From the deck of a boat, you'll see towering karsts emerge from the depths like ancient guardians, forming a vast maze across the open sea. At dawn and dusk, the soft amber light washes over the cliffs and water, blurring the line between reality and illusion in a way that feels utterly dreamlike. Formed over millions of years through shifting tectonic plates and the ebb and flow of the sea, Ha Long Bay is a geological wonder. Erosion and time have carved out a hidden world of limestone caves, such as the Surprise Cave, where immense stalactites and stalagmites seem sculpted by divine hands, or the Virgin Cave, tied to a sorrowful legend of love and sacrifice. Each cavern is a realm of silence and mystery, tucked deep inside the ancient rock formations. According to legend, a mother dragon and her children descended from the heavens, breathing out jewels and jade to create the islands as protective barriers for the Vietnamese people. The name Ha Long, meaning descending dragon, was born from this myth, and the sacred image of the dragon remains deeply rooted in Vietnamese spirit and lore. But Ha Long is not just a place to admire from afar. It's a place to fully live and breathe in every moment. Cruise through tranquil waters on a traditional junk boat. Paddle a kayak through secluded coves. Swim in the cool, crystal-clear sea. Or hike up Tai Top Island for a sweeping view that will leave you breathless. There's a silence that settles over you at sunrise when the golden light peeks over limestone peaks. It's not just the beauty that stuns you, it's the soul of the place. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site since 1994, Ha Long Bay is a testament to nature's grandeur. A place where you don't just witness a landscape, you step inside a living legend. And now, from the emerald waters of Ha Long Bay, we fly across oceans to where the sun paints miracles on whitewashed walls. The dreamy island of Santorini, Greece. Amid the deep blue waters of the Aegean Sea, Santorini rises like a dream painted in sunlight. sea breeze, and pure white. From afar, its whitewashed, cube-shaped houses with iconic blue domes cling to steep cliffs of red and black volcanic rock, remnants of a once mighty volcano. At sunset, the entire sky ignites in shades of pink and gold, casting a glow over every balcony and doorway, turning the island into a living painting, too breathtaking for words. Few realize that Santorini is what remains after a cataclysmic volcanic eruption some 3,600 years ago. The peak of Mount Thera collapsed, forming a massive caldera that the sea soon filled, creating one of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth. That unique geological legacy gave birth to black and red sand beaches, towering lava cliffs, and coastal caves carved into ancient stone. Features found nowhere else. To visit Santorini is to step into a realm of pure romance. The evenings in Oya village, where silence falls as the sun kisses the horizon, offer one of the most stunning sunsets on the planet. You can sail across the caldera's tranquil waters, bask on the crimson sands of Red Beach, or wander through stone-paved alleyways where every terrace opens up to endless blue skies. But beyond the beauty lies a mystery that breathes through its ruins and myths. Some say Santorini is the lost city of Atlantis, the sunken civilization of legend. And while no proof has surfaced, the ruins of Akrotiri, an ancient city buried in ash, whisper of a time long past, of stories frozen beneath layers of rock and fire. With an area of just 29 square miles, Santorini is the crown jewel of the Cyclades Islands and one of the world's most dreamt of destinations. It's no wonder people say if you've never been to Santorini, you've never truly seen the limits of earthly beauty. Leaving the passionate warmth of the Mediterranean behind, the journey now ascends to Machu Picchu, the city in the clouds of the Inca. Perched at over 7,800 feet above sea level, tucked among the emerald peaks of the Andes Mountains, Machu Picchu emerges like a forgotten city in the mist, where time itself seems suspended. Ancient stone temples and agricultural terraces cling to the mountainside, peeking through veils of fog. When the first rays of sunlight strike the stones at dawn, the entire site begins to glow, evoking a sense of magic, as if you've stepped into a sacred dream from a world long gone. Built in the 15th century during the reign of Emperor Pachacuti, Machu Picchu served as a religious and agricultural center for the Inca Empire. Ingenious irrigation channels and urban planning reflect not only advanced engineering, but also a profound philosophy of living in harmony with the earth. After the fall of the empire, the city lay hidden and untouched for centuries, until Hiram Bingham brought it to global attention in 1911. To the Inca, this was a holy land, deeply connected to the sun and the sacred mountain gods. Tales still echo of the rituals once held atop Huayna Picchu, where high priests meditated in solitude, and the energy of the gods was believed to flow through the stone. To walk the legendary Inca Trail through cloud forests and rugged mountains, and arrive at the Sun Gate, Inti Ponku, where Machu Picchu reveals itself like a vision above the clouds, is a life-changing pilgrimage. For a panoramic view of the Urubamba Valley and the citadel's full splendor, climb to the summit of Huayna Picchu, where sky, stone, and memory merge into one timeless breath. Visit in June, and you may witness Inti Raymi, the vibrant festival of the sun, a grand celebration that revives ancient Incan traditions through music, dance, and ritual. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983 and honored as one of the new 7 wonders of the world, Machu Picchu is more than just a place to see. It's a place to listen, to feel the past whisper through every stone, and to remember what it means to be part of something greater than time. The Great Wall of China, an endless wonder across mountaintops, stretching over 13,000 miles across mountains, deserts, and grasslands, the Great Wall of China stands as the most colossal stone structure ever built by human hands. From a distance, it appears like a giant stone dragon, winding through steep ridges and undulating hills. When the sun rises, each brick glows golden across the valleys, creating a living painting where nature and history meet as one. Construction began as early as the 7th century BCE with fragmented walls, later unified and fortified under the Ming Dynasty to defend against northern invasions. Many sections still retain their original stone and brickwork, bearing silent witness to an era of war, resilience, and an unwavering will to protect the land. Among the legends passed down through generations is the tale of Lady Mengjiang, who gave up her entire fortune and braved tragedy to support the building of the wall. Her story infuses this stoic structure with sacred meaning, reminding us that every stone was laid not just with mortar, but with tears, sacrifice, and blood. Walking along the wall, you can explore stretches like Muchanyu or Jinshanling, where the scenery is breathtaking and the crowds are thinner. Towering stone steps, ancient watchtowers, and endless fortifications evoke both awe and reverence. The best time to visit is fall, September to November, when the surrounding mountains are set ablaze with crimson maple leaves, transforming the wall into a monumental work of natural art. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, the Great Wall is more than a global treasure. It is a symbol of China's enduring spirit, a place where every step bridges a glorious past with a radiant present. Iguazu Falls is nature's thunderous epic, where the border between Argentina and Brazil dissolves into a torrent of white water and mist. This colossal waterfall system stretches nearly 1.7 miles, with over 275 individual cascades plunging from an average height of 269 feet. Together, they create a vast silver curtain, constantly shrouded in mist, where rainbows frequently appear under the brilliant sun. The roaring sound reverberates across the jungle like an endless symphony, composed by water, stone, and wind. As you walk along wooden bridges clinging to the cliffside, every step delivers heart-stopping views, foaming torrents crashing just below your feet, forcing you to pause and marvel at the overwhelming beauty. Millions of years ago, the Paraná region was reshaped by volcanic activity and erosion, carving basalt cliffs over which the Iguazu River now cascades in fury. This dramatic geological formation birthed one of the largest and most spectacular waterfall systems on Earth. According to a legend of the native Guarani people, the falls were born of heartbreak and divine wrath. The serpent god Maboy, enraged by forbidden love, used his massive tail to split the river in two, creating these roaring falls as an eternal reminder of his fury. Today, visitors to Iguazu can board the Macuco Safari, a boat ride that ventures close to the thundering base of the falls, where water pounds down like a tropical storm, or hike the Panorama Trail, where the jungle mist clings to your skin and each breath feels like communion with the earth. Surrounded by crashing water and the humid air of the rainforest, you'll understand what it means to stand face to face with nature's raw, untamed power. Designated a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site in 1984, Iguazu is more than a geographical wonder. It's a multi-sensory experience, a place where beauty and force collide, creating a wordless miracle that stirs every sense. Angkor Wat is a place where stone, sunlight, and memory intertwine in sacred stillness. Its silver-white lotus domes rise against a vast blue sky, reflected in the tranquil waters of the moat below, creating a scene that feels less like a destination and more like a journey inward. into stillness and contemplation. At sunset, the final light of day casts an amber veil over ancient sandstone walls, illuminating the elegant curves of Apsara dancers and the fierce stances of warrior carvings, each telling a story of the once glorious Khmer Empire. Built in the early 12th century under King Suryavarman II, Angkor Wat was originally a temple dedicated to Vishnu, the Hindu protector god. This vast sandstone marvel is not only the largest religious monument in Southeast Asia, but also the architectural heart and spiritual soul of one of history's most powerful empires. After more than 800 years, the temple still preserves its near-perfect symmetry and breathtaking intricacy, standing as a testament to the Khmer civilization's artistic and engineering mastery. Khmer legend whispers that Vishnu himself crafted Angkor Wat with divine hands, and that mystical energy radiates from the temple's crystalline stones. Whether myth or memory, the air here hums with something unexplainable, a quiet power that lingers beneath every archway. One of the most profound experiences is witnessing sunrise at Srasrang Lake. As golden beams break over the temple gates, igniting the entire complex in brilliant light. You can explore Angkor by bicycle, wandering through Taprom, where massive tree roots embrace ancient walls, or venture into the ancient city of Angkor Thom, once the beating heart of the empire. Recognized as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site in 1992, Angkor Wat spans over 155 square miles and once served as the capital of a kingdom home to over 1 million people, making it the largest city on Earth during the medieval era. The Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, is not a place, but a surreal light show written by the universe itself. It appears only when the night is dark enough, the air cold enough, and the observer lucky enough. When ribbons of green, violet, and crimson begin to sway across the black sky, the heavens transform into a vast stage where countless invisible dancers move in silent harmony. This light is never still. It sways, shifts, morphs, so that every sighting feels like a sacred moment when your heart pauses and for a second you touch the breath of the cosmos. This breathtaking phenomenon occurs when charged solar particles collide with Earth's magnetic field, triggering light displays high in the atmosphere. The auroral oval, stretching between 60 degrees and 75 degrees north latitude, offers the best viewing on Earth. Places like Tromsø, Norway, Rovaniemi, Finland, Abisko, Sweden, and the wilderness of Iceland. And yet, no matter how precisely science explains it, the northern lights still feel like a miracle. The Sami people believe the lights are the dancing souls of ancestors, or perhaps the trail of a magical fox sprinting across the snowy sky, scattering sparks with its tail. Travelers from all over the world flock to the Arctic during winter months, from September to March, joining aurora hunting tours that include dog sledding through forests, sleeping in snow tents, or lying inside glass-domed igloos, where you can watch the lights swirl above you without ever leaving your warm bed. Some wait for hours in silence, staring at the horizon, hoping for a few fleeting minutes of light, moments that have been called a waking dream in the frozen north. The Sahara Desert, Africa's Great Sea of Sand, unfurls across more than 3.6 million square miles, draping nearly one-third of the continent in an endless golden veil. At sunset, the dunes ripple like silent waves beneath a crimson sky. The wind traces delicate curves in the sand, as if time itself were painting with invisible hands. And when night falls, the desert sky clears with startling purity, a canvas of stars illuminating the boundless dunes. In that stillness, every grain of sand seems to hum a story, whispering ancient songs that wash over the soul like a quiet cleansing. Few would guess that thousands of years ago, the Sahara was once a fertile land of lakes, grasslands, and thriving life. But around 5,000 years ago, climate change brought drought, silencing the rains and drying rivers, transforming green pastures into a world of rock and burning sand, now the largest hot desert on Earth. To the Berber and Tuareg nomads who have roamed these lands for millennia, the Sahara is not just a barren expanse, it's a sacred realm. They speak of mystical desert guardians, mirages of lost warriors wandering through the night in tales that render the harshness of the landscape hauntingly poetic. Journeying into the Sahara means stepping away from the modern world. From desert gateways like Merzouga in Morocco or the Giza region of Egypt, travelers can ride camels across the sweeping dunes of Erg Chebi, wander where wind becomes music and sand becomes dance. At night, camping under the stars, where temperatures plunge below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, a stark contrast to the blazing daytime heat, offers an experience of raw purity and wonder. And in places like Tassili Najar, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, ancient rock art and archaeological remnants reveal that even in the harshest of deserts, civilization, art, and life once thrived. The Grand Canyon, Earth's greatest gorge, opens like a colossal scar carved into the heart of the American Southwest. Here, layer upon exposed layer of stone tells the Earth's story across hundreds of millions of years. Viewed from above, red, orange, and violet cliffs stack like a geological painting, each hue brushed on by the hand of time. As the light shifts through the day, the canyon changes color. Morning brings a golden glow, afternoon bathes the walls in a soft blush, and by nightfall, the chasm sinks into a solemn gray silence, as if sound itself has been swallowed by the abyss. Stand on the rim and peer down at the winding Colorado River, and you'll hear the wind rush through the cliffs, whispering tales of an ancient world. Formed over millions of years, the Grand Canyon was sculpted by the persistent erosion of the Colorado River, the flowing water carved through hard red sandstone, cutting deeper century after century until it revealed a vast trench over 6,100 feet deep. Every exposed layer is a geological record, unlocking the Earth's hidden architecture and forming a natural wonder unlike any other. To the Hopi people, this isn't just a canyon, it's sacred land. They believe it to be the gateway of ancestral spirits where souls pass through to be reborn. Legends speak of the Sun Child and elemental guardians watching over the 5 sacred elements from the canyon's edge, making this a place of both immense beauty and deep spirituality. Experiencing the Grand Canyon is to push the boundaries of awe. Catch sunrise at Mather Point, trek the dramatic Rim Trail, or descend into the canyon via the Bright Angel Trail, each path a physical and emotional journey. Paddle a kayak down the Colorado, or take a scenic flight to witness the vastness from the skies. Every moment is a living cross-section of wonder. Designated a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site in 1979, the Grand Canyon spans 277 miles in length and reaches depths of up to 6,100 feet. With over 6 million visitors each year, it remains one of the most admired and humbling natural marvels on Earth. Nestled in the heart of the majestic Rocky Mountains, Banff National Park unfolds like a real-life fairy tale, where snow-capped peaks, glacial lakes, and pine forests converge into a landscape so breathtaking, it stuns the soul into silence. Iconic lakes like Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, and Emerald Lake remain eerily still, their surfaces like giant mirrors reflecting snow-dusted mountains and cloudless blue skies. In summer, their surreal turquoise color comes from glacial rock flowers suspended in the meltwater. In winter, a velvet white snow blanket transforms Banff into a gentle, icy realm, pure, pristine, and utterly enchanting. Carved over millions of years by shifting tectonic plates and ancient ice ages, Banff bears clear marks of glacial history. Massive ice sheets once scraped through the region, chiseling deep valleys and forming the iconic glacial lakes. Each summer, melting snow carries minerals down the mountains, infusing the water with an emerald hue found nowhere else on Earth. To the Cree people, Banff is sacred land, the dwelling place of mountain spirits who watch over the soul of the forest. One legend tells of Fairview Mountain, whose perfect reflection on Lake Louise is said to bring good fortune to those lucky enough to see it clearly. In summer, visitors bike along scenic trails, kayak through whispering evergreens, or ride the Sulphur Mountain gondola to take in sweeping alpine views. In winter, Banff becomes a wonderland for skiing, stargazing, and soaking in the Banff Upper Hot Springs, where steam rises gently into a sky freckled with northern lights. Established in 1885 as Canada's first national park, Banff has been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1984. Spanning more than 2,550 square miles, it is a living emblem of North America's untamed beauty, a place where nature touches both body and soul. The Amazon rainforest, Earth's vast green lung, sprawls like an endless ocean of trees where sunlight filters through narrow gaps in the canopy, casting soft golden beams across a world painted in every shade of green. Beneath the towering trees lies a vibrant realm of life. The echoing cries of howler monkeys, the fluttering wings of macaws, the trickle of hidden streams, and the rhythmic chorus of insects all blend into a primal symphony that lets you feel the very breath of the earth. Over 20 million years ago, as the sea retreated from South America, the Amazon River system began to form, carrying nutrient-rich silt from the Andes Mountains into the vast basin. A climate of heavy year-round rain and dense humidity nurtured what would become the most biodiverse ecosystem on the planet. Today, the Amazon covers over 1 million square miles, making up about 60% of Brazil, and is home to more than 10 of all known species, from giant arapaima fish and freshwater caimans to jaguars, monkeys, and countless rare plants yet to be discovered. To indigenous peoples like the Yanomami, the Amazon is more than a home, it is a sacred universe. They tell of forest spirits guarding the souls of animals and legends of a mythical tigerfish that transformed into a river to protect their tribe. These stories give the jungle a mystical aura, blending the natural and the spiritual into one living force. Travelers to the Amazon often stay at eco-research lodges, waking to bird song and morning mist blanketing the treetops. Unforgettable adventures include canoeing through flooded forests, visiting native villages, and climbing into the canopy to witness life in the treetops. During the dry season, June to November, lower water levels make exploration easier, revealing hidden trails and secluded riverbanks. And in the stillness of those deep jungle moments, when you're surrounded by the breath of trees and the heartbeat of life, you begin to understand why this place is called the lungs of our planet, a world at once untamed, sacred, and utterly irreplaceable. The Great Barrier Reef. The largest coral reef system on Earth stretches over 1,400 miles along Australia's northeastern coast, unfolding like a miraculous maze of color and life. From above, the ocean appears as a mosaic of turquoise, sapphire violet, and gold, where coral formations ripple across the seafloor like underwater gardens carved by nature's hand. Dive beneath the surface, and it's as if you've entered a living aquarium. Brilliant fish swirl in kaleidoscopic schools. Sea turtles glide past soft coral towers, and sunlight filters through the water, casting dancing beams of light that turn the seabed into a dreamscape. This natural wonder is the result of millions of years of accumulation. Tiny coral polyps, leaving behind limestone skeletons that fuse together to form this massive reef structure. Thanks to its ideal location, warm tropical waters with minimal cold currents, the Great Barrier Reef evolved into one of the most biodiverse ecosystems on the planet, home to over 1,500 species of fish, 400 species of coral, and hundreds of varieties of turtles, jellyfish, and sharks. In Aboriginal mythology, the reef is the remnant of a celestial battle, The godlike crocodile spirit, Yurlu, was defeated and transformed into endless stretches of coral, still believed by some to shelter the ancestral spirits of the sea guardians of the ocean's untouched beauty. Visiting the Great Barrier Reef is a chance to touch the purity of the underwater world. Whether you're snorkeling, scuba diving, watching clownfish hide among marble coral, or soaring in a seaplane or helicopter to witness the full grandeur from above, every moment is a brush with wonder. The dry season, June to November, offers the best conditions when calm seas and crystal clear waters reveal the reef at its most radiant. And in those moments beneath the waves, you understand why this place is called the paradise beneath the ocean. Bora Bora, the pearl of the South Pacific, rises like a tropical dream, where the line between reality and illusion blurs into shimmer and light. Surrounded by crystal clear turquoise waters so transparent you can see the ocean floor glistening in sunlight, the island feels like a painting come to life. Soft white sands stretch beneath your feet, and overwater bungalows float above the lagoon as if drawn with a calligrapher's brush onto a canvas of perfect nature. In the distance, Mount Otemanu, a jagged volcanic peak towering 2,285 feet, stands like an emerald spire guarding the island, a relic of the ancient earth, proud and majestic. Millions of years ago, Bora Bora was born of a volcanic eruption in the heart of the ocean. When the volcano fell silent, a natural lagoon began to form around it, embraced by coral reefs that created a ring of sapphire blue. This origin gave rise to its unique geography, a central island surrounded by a lagoon coral reef and scattered islets like a blooming tropical flower afloat in the sea. According to Polynesian legend, Mount Otemanu is a petrified form of an ancient king who transformed into stone to eternally protect his land. These sacred tales infuse the island with a mythic mist, making Bora Bora not just beautiful, but otherworldly. It's no surprise that Bora Bora is hailed as the honeymoon capital of the world. Travelers come here to stay in private overwater bungalows, snorkel among stingrays and reef sharks, or simply gaze at coral gardens through glass floors beneath their beds. In the evenings, sitting at the water's edge with a cocktail in hand and a sky full of stars overhead, even that quiet moment becomes a spectacular memory. Measuring just 5.6 miles long and 1 mile wide, Bora lies in the Society Islands of French Polynesia, the remains of an ancient volcano now embraced by time. The dry season, May to October, is the perfect time to visit when Bora Bora looks so surreal it feels almost impossible. Mount Everest, the roof of the world, rises to a staggering height of 29,032 feet, like a stone moon piercing the clouds. From the base camp, travelers gaze upon a shimmering silver wall of snow surrounded by Himalayan peaks that ripple like frozen ocean waves. At sunrise, the first light paints the summit in glowing orange, igniting the massive rock face in surreal brilliance. A sight so awe-inspiring it feels like standing at the edge of myth and reality. Amid the biting cold, howling winds, and profound silence, you don't just see the mountain, you see yourself. Small, humbled revenant. More than 50 million years ago, the Indian tectonic plate collided with the Eurasian plate, lifting this entire region into the sky to form the Himalayas. Known as Chomolungma in Tibetan, Mother of the Earth, Everest is the most majestic result of that cataclysmic force. Remarkably, Everest continues to rise a little more each year, as if the Earth itself has never stopped breathing. To the Sherpa and Tibetan people, Everest is sacred ground, a place where the divine resides. Before any climb, ancient rituals are performed to seek permission from the mountain spirit, because this journey is not just a physical expedition, but a spiritual pilgrimage born of respect. Reaching Everest doesn't always mean summiting. Simply trekking through the Khumbu Valley, resting at mountain lodges, and eventually standing at Everest Base Camp, where the sky feels closer and the air thinner, is to touch a dream. During the prime months of April, May, and September, October, the journey comes alive. Sunrises ignite the snowy ridges and sunsets paint the horizon in violet hues, a spectacular moment etched into memory forever. Each year, around 800 to 1,000 people make it to Everest Base Camp, not just to see the mountain, but to understand something deeper, that the most beautiful things in life are not found at the summit, but in each step taken beyond your limits. In the heart of Agra, the Taj Mahal rises like a pearl suspended between the earth and the sky. This flawless white marble mausoleum, perfectly symmetrical, rests within a classical Mughal garden, its reflection shimmering in the still mirror of the surrounding pool. At dawn or dusk, when the sky turns shades of pink and lavender, the Taj seems to dissolve into a dream, its domes glowing in ethereal light, leaving all who gaze upon it feeling as though they've stepped into a surreal vision. Every element, the precious stone inlays that decorate its walls, the elegant curvature of the domes, the slender minarets guarding each corner of the heavens, contributes to a creation that feels not only physically perfect, but also deeply spiritual. Commissioned in 1632 by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, who died giving birth to their 14th child, the Taj Mahal took 22 years to complete. Over 32 million pieces of high-grade white marble were used to build this twin tomb, where the two lovers now lie side by side forever. The architecture masterfully blends Persian, Indian, and Islamic styles with a central dome soaring 240 feet high, symbolizing a love that reaches beyond death. Legend has it that Shah Jahan dreamed of building a second Taj, a black marble twin, across the river to create perfect symmetry. But that dream was never fulfilled, making the white Taj all the more solitary and all the more complete. To witness the Taj Mahal in winter, especially early in the morning, is to see its beauty at its peak. Soft rose gold light filters through arches and trees across lotus-filled pools and perfumed walkways, coating the scene in a hush of emotion that words cannot fully capture. As you walk the garden paths beneath the scent of blooming tea roses, you are not just admiring a wonder of the world, you are touching the soul of an eternal love story. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Cultural Heritage Site in 1983 and celebrated as one of the new seven wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal endures a timeless hymn to love, carved in stone and sealed with silence. Plitvice lakes shimmer like an emerald jewel cradled in unspoiled wilderness, a place where time seems to slow, making space for pure eternal beauty. This national park in Croatia is home to 16 interconnected lakes joined by cascading waterfalls and limestone terraces shaped over thousands of years. Each lake glows with a unique shade of turquoise, sometimes clear as crystal, other times shimmering in mysterious sapphire, constantly changing with the seasons and the sun's shifting light. Surrounding the lakes are ancient forests where every leaf and branch frames the water like a living watercolor painting. Walking along the wooden boardwalks, each step feels like a brushstroke added to the scenery, transforming the entire landscape into a breathing fairy tale. Plitvice was formed through natural tufa formation. As water flows over limestone and deposits calcium carbonate, it creates travertine barriers that continuously reshape the waterways. This ongoing geological process keeps the water incredibly clear, allowing sunlight to penetrate deeply and reflect delicate rainbow mists across the forested air. Local legend says this place was once home to water fairies, and those who gently touch the lake's surface on a quiet morning may feel the sacred breath of the earth. Whether folklore or feeling that dreamlike aura makes Plitvice all the more enchanting. Visitors can explore a network of wooden paths and footbridges, rest beside tranquil lakes, or marvel at the mighty Veliki Slap, Croatia's tallest waterfall at 256 feet. Each season paints the park in a different palette. Spring roars with flowing waters. Summer sparkles under golden light. Autumn blazes with fiery maple leaves. But it's in the early morning when sunlight pierces the canopy and the jade waters ignite that Plitvice feels most magical, a moment only nature could have imagined. Cappadocia stuns with its towering mushroom-shaped rock spires called fairy chimneys that rise from the valley floor like fossilized towers of some ancient world. Each morning as the first light of dawn breaks over the horizon, hundreds of colorful hot air balloons ascend into the sky, drifting gracefully over spiraling ridgelines and rocky hills. Below, Gurame Valley reveals itself in a maze of jagged stone and winding cliffs where homes, hotels, and chapels are carved directly into the rock, a landscape both rugged and steeped in Eastern mystique. Millions of years ago, this surreal land was born of volcanic fire. Layers of soft, tough rock formed from cooled lava and ash were slowly sculpted by wind and rain into today's fantastical formations. Ancient civilizations discovered that the soft stone could be easily carved, leading to the creation of underground cities. Cave churches, monasteries, and homes, a civilization literally etched into the earth. Turkish legends whisper that these whimsical spires were once the dwellings of supernatural beings. Some say that on moonlit nights, fairies rise from their stone castles and take flight. It's stories like these that give Cappadocia its enchanted, otherworldly charm. The adventure begins with a hot air balloon flight soaring above lavender-filled valleys in summer, or amber-colored cliffs in autumn. On the ground, you can explore the vast Kaymakli underground city, sip tea inside the rocky walls of Uchisar Castle, or hike through ravines where Byzantine frescoes still decorate the caves. Spring and fall are the best times to visit when the weather is cool and sunsets bathe the stone in glowing crimson. Many visitors stay in cave hotels, sleeping inside rock chambers that are thousands of years old and experience both sacred and surreal. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site since 1985, Cappadocia is home to over 36 underground cities and 200 ancient Byzantine cave churches where history, nature, and myth converge into a living wonder. Neuschwanstein Castle rises like a medieval dream, as if it had just stepped out from the pages of a fairy tale. Its snow-white facade, soaring spires, and deep blue rooftops appeared to float in morning mist, lending the entire valley an air of enchantment. In spring, cherry blossoms line the trails. In summer, emerald forests embrace the walls. In autumn, golden maple leaves tumble across stone steps. And in winter, snow blankets the rooftops and surrounding valley in pure white, each season transforming the castle into a different kind of magic. This isn't just architecture, it's a living painting of a fantasy world. Commissioned in 1869 by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, Neuschwanstein was inspired by German Romantic poetry, the operas of Richard Wagner, and Renaissance revival architecture. It was intended as a private retreat for the reclusive and dream-filled monarch. However, Ludwig died just 14 months after the main structure was completed, leaving the castle with a touch of incompleteness, like his own soul wistful, unfulfilled, and forever floating between myth and reality. Inside gilded rooms, murals of swan legends and ornately carved hallways still echo his regal yet artistic vision. According to legend, Ludwig chose this site to embody the mythical swan knight, soaring above the mountains on the wings of a swan to escape the world below. That legend lingers in the stone, every turret, corridor, and chamber whispers of fairy tales. The best way to experience the castle is by walking or horseback riding up to Marienbrücke Bridge, where the full panorama reveals Neuschwanstein floating above the Hohenschwangau Valley. On snowy days, the scene resembles a hand-stitched film frame of light, silence, and wonder. Inside each room is a different realm, from the throne hall to the opera room, from balcony views over quiet pine forests to golden ceilings that shimmer with stories. Every detail invites you into a romantic journey of imagination. Though not listed by UNESCO, Neuschwanstein remains Germany's most visited castle, drawing over 1.3 million visitors annually and famously serving as the inspiration for Disney's iconic castle, where fairy tales begin, carved in stone and born from dreams. Patagonia unfolds like a frontier between reality and reverie, a place where the line between humanity and nature dissolves into pure, untamed beauty. More than a location on a map, it is a journey into the sublime. From the snow-draped summits of the Andes to the vast, windswept steppes that stretch endlessly toward the horizon. Every landscape here feels as though it has been lifted from a primordial dream. In the heart of it all, Mount Fitzroy rises like a blade of stone, cutting through the sky, while the Perito Moreno Glacier silently descends from the mountains, its jade-green surface glittering like a sheet of crystal drawn across the earth and sky. The sound of cracking ice isn't just an echo, it's the heartbeat of a land still becoming. Patagonia's geological story is a symphony composed over millennia. When tectonic plates collided, the Andes rose, and during the last ice age, more than 20,000 years ago, glaciers carved deep valleys, icy lakes, and jagged cliffs. The result is a raw, untamed topography, a world not yet shaped by human hands. But Patagonia's allure is not merely physical. According to the Tehuelche and Mapuche peoples, this is where giants once walked, where ice dragons slumber inside the Lenin volcano, and where the sacred stones of Torres del Paine were once a princess turned to rock by heartbreak. These legends don't obscure the truth. They enrich it, breathing life into every stone and blade of wind-blown grass. Today, those seeking to touch the wild find their way to Torres del Paine, where three massive stone spires rise like pillars of heaven above the open steppe. On the Argentine side, travelers kayak through icy waters or stand in silent awe as massive chunks of Perito Moreno collapse with thunderous force. From October to March, Patagonia glows. The snow reflects soft sunlight, the air carries the scent of melting ice, and every step feels like moving through a living canvas. Patagonia does not belong to Chile or Argentina alone. It is a shared legacy of humankind. Names like Los Glaciares and Torres del Paine, now UNESCO World Heritage Sites, are not just national parks, but epic chapters in Earth's final, unwritten book of nature. Here, Fitzroy soars to 11,171 feet, Perito Moreno stretches for 3.1 miles, and the landscape speaks a language no words can match, for some wonders are simply too vast for language to hold. Maldives is more than a destination. It's the embodiment of a tropical dream, painted in hues of emerald and aquamarine. Scattered across the heart of the Indian Ocean, these coral atolls appear like delicate brushstrokes of purity laid gently atop the sea. Here, sky and ocean seem to melt into one transparent world, where sunlight dances across the waves and bursts like diamonds on shores of sugar-soft white sand. The overwater bungalows gently floating above the lagoon are more than a place to stay. They are doorways to the infinite. Each morning, with a soft push of the door, the scent of salt and sea drifts in, and before you lies a tranquil expanse of ocean, where time itself seems to pause. Sunset in the Maldives isn't simply the end of day. It's a watercolor masterpiece in shades of coral and gold, a vision so breathtaking it silences the soul. Beneath this serene beauty lies a natural wonder, Hundreds of coral reefs formed around ancient underwater volcanoes, creating 26 atolls and nearly 1,200 islands. Just over 200 islands are inhabited. The rest remain untouched, as if reserved for those seeking nature in its purest form. What welcomes travelers to the Maldives is not just beauty, but complete seclusion from the world. Most resorts occupy their own private island, offering sanctuary for those longing for peace. Here, silence speaks louder than words. Whether snorkeling through coral gardens, swimming beside rays, or simply stargazing from a lounge chair beneath the Milky Way, luxury comes in the form of stillness, light, and space. From November to April during the dry season, the Maldives shines brightest. The water's calm, the skies soften, and every moment from shy sunrises to glowing sunsets feels like a page from a living postcard. In the salt-kissed breeze and flickering light, each day feels etched in gratitude. With an average elevation of just 5 feet above sea level, the Maldives is the lowest lying country in the world, a fact as fragile as it is sacred. It's as if the ocean itself holds this paradise in its hands, protecting it not only as a place, but as a last untouched dream for those who still seek the flawless beauty Earth has left to offer. As the music rises and gently fades, you realize we've just journeyed through 20 extraordinary places, from thunderous waterfalls to sacred temples, hidden in tropical jungles, from landscapes that welcome over 20 million footsteps each year. Not just as tourists, but as seekers of beauty, connection, and meaning. These aren't just numbers. They are proof that deep within each of us lies a desire to explore, to feel, to belong. Let these images awaken that longing, not just to dream of wonders, but to stand before them, to breathe them in, to live fully within their magic. Maybe your next adventure will be sunlight over the Grand Canyon, or the northern lights dancing across the Nordic sky. So why not start planning now? Because the world is waiting. From China to Peru, from the Maldivian seas to the depths of the Amazon, let every frame in this video become a living memory. A reminder that you've truly witnessed the greatness of our shared human story. And don't forget, part 2 of the journey is coming, taking you to even stranger and more wondrous lands. Subscribe and follow the next chapter of Wonders of Planet, where the journey doesn't end, it's only just begun. And if one day you ask yourself, where is the most beautiful place in the world? Start by listening to the heart that longs to leave its comfort zone.